Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man, giving you the truth. And I want to talk about people, mainly people in the U.S., but you can include the whole entire world. One thing, some of you that will watch this, you are a friendly person. You're a nice person. You're sensitive. You're sentimental. But in order for you to enjoy your life in today's world, you gonna have to know when and how to get a little colder. Because what's going on is most of these people are being turned into robots slowly. Social media is not social at all. It's actually antisocial. If you don't believe me, next time you're on your break at work, just count how many times the room goes silent with everybody looking on their phone. Just count how many times you or somebody else invite people to something trying to be friendly and they don't show up. We keep hearing about these stories about autistic kids and other kids having birthday parties and nobody show up. Me, when I grew up, that never happened. Like, that's impossible. If you had a birthday party and you invited people, everybody would show up. Then mothers would even do their kids' hair, their daughter's hair for the birthday party of their friends. The world is different now. And the only being you should have confidence in is the Most High, but you're being taught not to talk to him, not to do research about him, not to believe in him. That's part of the robot. That's part of the robot phase. You're being taught to X him out when you really need to X some of these people out. Should nobody be able to get you addicted on no drugs? Should nobody be able to get you to fight people you don't want to fight? If you're a youngster, if you more in a rougher neighborhood, or to shoot at people you don't want to shoot at. But because of antisocial media and because people don't know what friendship is anymore, this is the stuff we see. Yeah, stuff was happening back then, but not at the alarming rate it is today. Like, way more stuff happens today than it did, say, in the 80s and the 90s. So, don't give me that garbage. It's not the same. And it's not the same in every city. And in fact, some of y'all need to move. We talk about that on this channel. You basically putting your kids at risk not moving. So let me tell you about something that happened yesterday, which just proves what I'm saying. You got a fair mix of psychopaths, sociopaths, low self-esteem, so they do dumb stuff people. So I'm out here working, doing my gig work. And while I'm in my spot waiting for pickups, some guy, I don't know if it's somebody from the past, like when I worked at detention with the juveniles, I don't know who this person was, but he just kept driving around my car. Like, he rode around my car in circles at least 20 times. And so I'm just looking at him. I finally got a delivery. So I'm trying to pull off, and this chump is in the way, doing whatever reason he was doing. So as I go to the place that I needed to go to for the pickup, I see him following me. Now, this was weird. We live in a world that literally tries to protect criminals and will literally try to prosecute you for defending yourself. But at some point, you just got to say, oh, well. The answer is to try to stay away from these people, but I was out in the suburbs, and this guy, I know he don't live out there. Because people out there, that's not how they behave. So I said, okay. I'm going to call the police on him. And by the way, everything is not snitching, man. Let me explain to y'all, coming from somebody who dealt with street life, been in the street life, been in a clique, from the hood. If somebody is in your way or in your neighbor's way, or let's say somebody's breaking in your neighbor's house, if you call the police, that's not snitching. Here's what snitching is. Snitching is when somebody does something that has nothing to do with you or doesn't affect you or them, and they tell it. Like, let's say I'm driving up the street and I accidentally run a stop sign. Accidentally. And somebody tries to call the police like, oh, he ran the stop sign. That's snitching. Or you had two guys commit a crime and they don't know exactly what happened. And the other guy who volunteered to commit the crime is telling on the other guy. That's snitching. Snitching is not if somebody does something and they're trying to blame you and you know what happened. What you do is you try not to, like, you clear yourself. But if they try to prosecute you and you know what happened, you ain't had nothing to do with it, and you tell them, that's not snitching. You don't go to jail for somebody else. That's tomfoolery, not snitching. Now, just like in that situation, I called the police on dude. That's not snitching. He was in my way. I'm trying to work. And like for instance, you buy a home and you trying to get away from all that ghetto and hood stuff. And now they in your neighborhood with it. You supposed to tell it. That ain't snitching. So you don't just let this dude, this loser dude, take your property value down? And like, I got a stain on my shirt. I can see it too. No, you don't let him do that. See, y'all gotta learn. It's okay to be friendly with those who are friendly with you. Just don't never diminish who you are as a person or who you need to be as a person for a friend. Don't get addicted to drugs. Don't get involved in mess. You know, if a person that you believe is a friend starts getting you involved in stuff or trying to, cut them loose. So, but people are being made like robots. It's almost like they being trained. And in the hood now, people is being trained to be assassins and to assassinate each other. By the music, by the movies, by stuff they probably putting in the air itself. You know. And then they stop snitching. You know, in some cases you need to start telling this stuff. Don't let nobody endanger you or your kids. Especially like if it's a group of guys and you know that they got more guns than you, they got more people than you, and they making threats towards you, you don't sit there and try to go to war with them. Call the police. Let them deal with them. Because one thing I know is these dudes, they talk a lot of strong stuff, but most of them, they can't do that time. They can't do that time. That's why they cover their face up when they do this stuff. If you think you're doing the right thing, then don't cover your face up then, so you can get that time. But like I said, for those of you who are friendly, don't be down in the dumps. Don't be upset. If you go to a job or you go to a school or you go anywhere and people are not friendly, just keep living your life. Keep doing your thing. Keep going to places you want to go, eating the food you want to eat, doing the things you want to do, and enjoy your life and understand. Don't let these people affect you. You know they being made into robots. It's not like when we was little and we knew, okay, this is the new kid. You know, you try to be friendly with him. Long as he don't start nothing, people was friendly with him. Made him feel real comfortable. Like at elementary, that's what we was taught at my elementary school. Make sure you being nice to the new kid. Be welcoming, so on and so forth. That's what our teachers taught us. And we always, after a while, we just knew to do it. We'd be like, man, you play football? Yeah. Hey, I'm going to put you on my team. All right. And if, like, let's say he wasn't that good, people didn't hold it against him. They ain't hold it against him. They'll be like, so do you play any sports? Like, are you, that's how people was. Now it's like you go to a job. People don't want to talk to you. They don't want to teach you the job. And then they want to run to the supervisor and say stuff like, well, he not learning. Like, he's slow. He this, he that. No, if you are the person that's the best at the job, then you should have enough self-esteem to teach others the job. But a lot of people don't do that. Like, I go out of my way to do it. Because if I got to work with somebody, I want them to know what they're doing. But most people ain't going to do that. I just recently tried to take on a job. And it's like, yeah, they were showing me stuff, but they weren't really trying to show me stuff. If I asked them. But other than that, everybody was in their own world. Which is how it is now. Especially if you dealing with lower echelon blacks, especially them. Unfriendly. Understand that. Have no expectation for them. And you go and you dealing with the lower echelon, food stamp, bad neighborhood, blacks, good luck finding a friend. Good luck finding anything positive. That's just a fact. So, I was thinking like with my own son, like, man, I got to get my act together. Because, like, sometimes your kids have to work in environments that if you was rich, you wouldn't even want them in them environments. Because I understand the way the world is and where the world is going. It's full of psychopaths, sociopaths, unfriendly people. And here's another thing. This is just a common ethic. If you can't talk to somebody, then you shouldn't be talking about that person. You're not talking to him or her. You're not trying to be friendly or teach them the job or whatever the situation is. Help them learn the assignment in class. So you shouldn't be talking about them. And that's why don't give me that. And I know it's all across the board. White folks do it too. But don't give me that pro-black, we all need to stick together. I don't need to hear how we need to stick together. I need to see it. Because I'm willing to do it. Not to lower my standard. We need to start rising up economically and all that. So with those who trying to rise, I'm willing to do it. I don't want to, if you a thief, then while you a thief, that's not the time for me to try to stick together with you. That's what people was wrong with all that police, the riots and all that. You want to, police supposed to be humane and all this. And that's true. But there's no way I'm not finna link up with the people that's destroying and making communities lessen and worsen. But that's what some of these people want. You think reparations gonna help a person addicted to drugs or a person addicted to stealing or somebody that's trying to sell drugs. I used to think it would. Now, I don't think so. What they'll do is they'll get greedy now. And now they'll try to get yours. They ain't gonna change. They gotta change before the fact. I'm not trying to hear none of that pro-black stuff, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. People be trying to come talk that stuff. And you ever notice how the more intelligent blacks, they always go there. And what I do is, I'm like, okay, me and you don't commit crime. You a good, you trying to be decent. You're a decent parent. Me and you, we can link up. But I'm not linking up with somebody as soon as I turn my back, they going through my drawers trying to steal something. And a lot of these people, let's be honest, them peoples is winning the battle. Because they got them to the point where they isolate them from each other. They destroying relationships. I'm going to show you how they were destroying relationships. They put people, married people, like they put people like Gabrielle Union, Sierra. They put them in the forefront. Look, she married too. But you got one wearing suit coats and trying to run her husband and just got her house in complete disarray. He could do that. Don't worry about that. But then you got the other one behaving like a stripper. Marriage ain't for strippers. When the Most High created marriage, he didn't create marriage for women who would decide they want to be strippers. Now, anybody can get married, but a stripper is not going to do well in a marriage. A streetwalker is not going to do well in a marriage. So they put these people in the forefront to cloud minds. Then they put all of these agendas in the forefront. Women who not going to submit to a man, but that's what you're supposed to do in a marriage. Kids who are not listening to their parents, but you're supposed to listen to your parents. They throw all this stuff on TV, on the radio, and then sometimes try to do it in a joking form to desensitize people where they need to stay sensitive. And then they throw other stuff on TV to sensitize people where they need to stay desensitized. They wasn't putting on TV where that dude, I think it was in Chicago or somewhere, where he threw the hubcap and hit the police officer right in the head. They ain't put that in TV. But anyway, I got to answer this call. This is The Truth, man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Thanks for watching.